Or in order to get rid of the gun, sometimes you have to pick up the gun.
It was black power through confrontation, dignity seized without apology.
Whatever is directed against us, we will direct back.
In the late 60s, the Black Panthers were a raging wildfire spreading across America and beyond.
We stand on the eve of a black revolution, brothers.
The Panthers were huge. I mean, they were, on TV, on the radio, almost daily.
Documentary filmmaker Stanley Nelson spent 8 years chronicling the history of the organization.
The Panthers had started in Oakland, California in 1966 as a result of the police brutality that existed. The police there were notoriously brutal. So the Panthers started because there was an open carry gun law in California that said, you could carry a weapon as long as you carried it out in the open.
Armed patrols of the black community to defend the people against the terrorization and murder of the police.
The Panthers' social programs, like free breakfasts for underprivileged children, had a real impact in communities. But they became famous as the hard edge of the civil rights movement.
One of the reasons why the Panthers stood out was because they went against this thing that we call the politics of respectability. That was part of, Martin Luther King and the traditional civil rights movement.
We are trying to save this nation.
The Panthers were very different. The Panthers were saying, here we are. If you don't like us, that's fine. But there's going to be a number of people who love us for our aggressive style and the way we look.
But the organization collapsed in the 70s amid violence, factionalism, and a concerted government effort to destroy it.
J. Edgar Hoover, through memos that he wrote to the FBI agents, said, we have to destroy the Panthers by any means necessary. And in a large way, we're successful doing that.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information.
Now, with a few berets and bandoliers, Beyoncé unleashes a furor, even here in Canada.
So, did she cross the line, or is this just an overreaction to a show?
Some of the, if you want to call it props, were certainly promoting anti-police sentiments.
The Black Panthers have been, demonized, and they've been mythologized, but I think, you see the power of the Black Panthers 50 years later as people kind of go ballistic because Beyoncé had her dancers wearing berets and afros.
Maybe it's because history isn't history. As in the 60s, today there is a broken, sometimes brutal relationship between black citizens and police.
He's my child. I saw him running like you would kill an animal.
Enough is enough. I'm tired. My heart can't take this no more.
If I can't breathe, you can't breathe.
Black Lives Matter is now demanding change, unarmed but unbowed.
Black Lives Matter! It is our duty to fight for freedom! It is our duty to win!
One of the things that we've seen with Black Lives Matter and other groups is this kind of confrontational, we are angry, but, we have a right to be angry.
Make everything as inconvenient for everyone else around us so that they have to stop and listen.
I think that's part of, comes from the Panthers, and that there are other ways to do this that aren't turn the other cheek.
Beyoncé and husband Jay-Z are donating to social justice groups allied with the Black Lives Matter movement and fueling activism with that single act of pop culture spectacle.
Take what's mine.
I mean, here we are talking about it. That's why we're talking about it. That's why it's getting talked about in so many places. Look, Beyoncé isn't going to stand up at the Super Bowl and read a manifesto. We're looking for Beyoncé, to do just what she did, to entertain. And the fact that some people see that, as a political statement, I think is fine.
Today, it's not guns, but cameras changing the equation. Racism and police brutality now in the open, under attack. And the controversy over Black Panther symbols may be a sign of what's out of fashion: apathy.